This is my 15th year of being plant-based. I don't use the V word. I don't say vegan because people despise vegans. I tend to despise vegans. I despise the notion of veganism. I like plant-based. I like people who are concerned about animal rights, but the term veganism, vegan, the sound, the cacophony of it, what it represents, what we have been conditioned to think, the same way sometimes people respond to PETA. It's a form of collective abhorrence and despising that is okay because we are allowed to hate certain groups and people. Vegans are one of them. And it's a very simple reason. And I'm going to explain that to you. So get ready. But first, let me ask you to please like this video. You know the routine. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell so you're notified of live streams and the like. And please, I also ask, subscribe and patronize our wonderful sponsors at mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel. There's a link right there. If I have to explain to you the benefits of great bedding and pillows and slippers, if you don't know that, if you are not immediately pulled to this veritable symphony of products that will help you live better, I don't know what to do. That's it. mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. Use the link. This is my 15th year of being plant-based. I didn't understand what vegan was. Vegan, in case you don't really know, is someone who does not, and let's talk about two different distinctions, eating and then wearing. It's a very simple description. Eating, you eat nothing at all that's plant-based. Obviously, no flesh. Sorry, excuse me. You eat nothing that isn't plant-based. No flesh, no nothing, right? No chicken, no fish, lamb, beef, pork. You got it. Nothing if it's flesh, if it's living and it moves of some sort. Now, Paul McCartney one time said, I eat nothing. I think he said, I eat nothing with a mother. And somebody said one time he eats nothing with a face. So a friend of mine, born in the Bronx, calls me up one day and I get this call and he says, oysters. I said, what? Who is this? Oysters. Oysters. He goes, what about oysters? They don't have a face. I said, you know what? You're onto something there. Throw that in. Some go so far as to eschew honey because they are made from bees. And not that it's the work of the bee that bothers people, but the fact that bees are killed in the production of honey. And that's an important thing. Some also will avoid silk because of the silkworm. So I'm talking for me, purely food, eating, diet. I have leather shoes. I have a leather belt. That's it. But no animals are killed for my consumption. But that's not why I do it. To me, it's because of health. And I'm not going to argue the point. And I'm not going to waste 1 second explaining to anyone that if you think for 1 second that eating meat is somehow better than not eating meat, especially today's meat, if you think that not eating offal and sinew and flesh from an animal is going to hurt you, I have nothing to say to you. There's no reason for me to even attempt to continue speaking with you. None. There's no reason for this. And you are entitled to exercise your freedom of speech and belief, and I maybe some other time later. But if you honestly think that somehow people will die earlier and be more prone to morbidity by not indulging in bacon, I've got nothing to say to you. There's just no point. There's none. And I'm okay with that. And you should be okay with that. But the title of this is Why We Despise Vegans. It's very, very simple. And it goes something like this. We, interestingly enough, know that in the back of their minds, our minds, they're onto something. We secretly admire somebody who is able to comport their behavior regarding food, and they are actually able to not eat things that can hurt them, because we wish we could do this. Because the vast, I don't even want to say majority, but the vast plurality of humans, especially Americans, are morbidly obese. It's incredible how life expectancy increases, but quality of life, I'm not sure about. But we, honestly, it's like people who are, marathoners, or anybody who does anything that we are unable to do. It is easy to despise what you do not have and what you cannot do. So first and foremost, we don't like these people because they've committed themselves to something when we in fact commit ourselves to nothing. That's number one. Number two, and this is true, they're snooty sometimes. There are two jokes. One, how can you tell if someone is a vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. That's number one. Number two, how many vegans does it take to change a light bulb? I'm better than you. Now, there are two kinds of people: people who understand that second joke and those who don't. Just like there are people who understand the joke, how many, what's another word for a thesaurus? Either you get it or you don't. Okay. The next reason why, and this is the vegan, this is more of the political vegan versus the food vegan, the person who just, because it's really called plant-based, and that's really the best way, but they don't like it. They don't like that. Those who want to go into the, leather and fur and everything, and I don't want to argue for, I just, I mean, I understand it. But I'm not one to go like this to you. I may think it myself. I do this a lot to people who are ignorant, people who are unnecessarily hateful. Yes, I do that. But your meat lifestyle, I understand it. You're not a bad person. It's culture, and I love meat. Love it. I would love being a carnivore. I think it will kill you faster, because life, as you know, is a sexually transmitted lethal disease with no cure. So, but there's this thing where they feel holier than thou. Sometimes the PETA group gets into it. Instead of trying to be apostles of an idea, they're nasty, and they're militant, and they're ugh. And that's another reason. And another reason, and I'm not keeping track of how many there have been, how many reasons I've given, we just love to hate people. I mean, we just love to hate people. If we can hate them because of we can't hate people because of their race or their religion, but we can hate them because of their politics. We can hate them because of Trump. We can hate them because of maybe their sports affiliates. They're, you're a Red Sox fan, that kind of thing. But we really love to hate. So that's an underlying part of this. There's an underlying aspect of this where we really, really love to hate. It's true. It makes us feel good. It makes us come alive, even though we have hate crimes, supposedly, and even though we want to get rid of hate. We don't mean it. We love hate. And there's something about vegans, there's something about people. And what we're hearing now is, and this is very interesting, this lab meat stuff, and lab based, Bill Gates, hate him. You gotta hate Bill Gates. You gotta hate him because he's, whatever, depopulation and whatever. But they're confusing lab meat with non-meat, vegetable product meat, and they're confusing the two, like Beyond or Impossible burgers, and they're confusing that with laboratory grown. And I talked to somebody the other day who said to me, obviously somebody very, very, very overweight, very, very unhealthy, who was arguing with me her distrust or dislike of lab, and she was confusing soy with whatever it is. Oh, soy boy. Remember that one? Soy. That if you are soy, that you will have estrogen-based hormones and become effeminate and get gynecomastia. When in fact, you look at China, I don't think they're having a problem with gynecomastia. I don't think they're having a problem with decree. I mean, again, you see, hate, diet, soy, give me a name. It's based on, so much of it is the love of hating somebody. And it's easier to hate somebody who makes you feel guilty. When Jim Fixx, remember the book, was it The Art of Running or The Joy of Running, whatever that was? It was a book like in the 70s. I remember about how to run. I remember that jogging. Nobody ran before this. Well, he died. I think he died while running. And it turns out he might have had some kind of a congenital heart defect. Had nothing to do with running. In fact, the running may have actually allowed him to live longer. But you don't know how many people were so happy. See, he died. I told you. See? There's something about that. See, this is why I don't run. What? Because of Jim Fixx. Wait a minute. You knew he was going to die? Well, sort of. People who do things that we don't, or we can't, or we wish we could, because it's not so much that people want to be this. They will say, "Oh no." And by the way, people will come up with reasons why they don't want to be a vegan, and they will say because of more. See the teeth, the canine here, and the canines, and they'll go into Margaret Mead and how dentition and the canine means that they're. What about the molars? Well, forget about that. What about the fact that the intestinal tract? You see, if you were meant to be a canine, your intestinal tract would be far shorter to allow for less putrescence. Anyway, they don't want to hear it. In their mind, they are feral, keto, paleo, whatever it is. And they make up things. They will create caveman imagery. But the bottom line is they despise vegans and despise anybody who exhibits this. Now, if you're kosher, or if you don't eat pork because of religion, or Muslim or kosher, that's okay. No, it's okay. Nobody will give you a hard time. Oh, no. But if you do it and you don't have to, you are despised. Remember that. It's nothing personal. And believe me when I tell you this, you will never know the hatred that is directed towards you when your friends find out you are plant-based or vegan. Believe me. They talk to you like you're a child. Can you have this? Is it okay for you? I know you don't eat. I know you're not allowed to eat this. I'm allowed to eat anything. Oh, I know you can. Can you have this? Little baby? Little baby, can you have this? This is the way they talk to you. Interestingly enough, by the way, one of the best places to eat if you're on a plant-based diet, steakhouses, because their sides are incredible. That's all. I'm going to talk more about this. Let me know if this interests you. If it is, if you do, fine. Let me know. If not, I understand completely, because most people say, I don't want to talk about diet, please. Just, hormesis. And I don't, no. Just stop it. So thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you'll be notified of live streams. And don't forget our great sponsor, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. The link is right there. Have a great and glorious day, and comment as you see fit.